SpongeBob SquarePants Mysteries, Ooze in the Ocean. Chapter 20. I hated to see Patrick in danger. I'd warned him that the detective business was no stroll in the park, but he'd signed up as my partner anyway and done a bang-up job. He was as fine a partner as any private I could hope for, and I sure didn't want to lose him. Everyone froze. The room went silent. Take it easy, Atomic Flounder, SpongeBob finally said, raising both hands slowly. Nobody needs to get nuclear touched. Sure, the Atomic Flounder said, grinning. Nobody ever needs to get nuclear touched, but this guy is going to get it for sure unless you do just as I say. Don't bargain with him, SpongeBob, Patrick said bravely. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. A little mutation never hurt anybody. He's right, the Sinister Slug growled in a low, raspy voice. I mutated, and look how I turned out. Shut up, Sinister Slug, the Atomic Flounder barked. He moved his third arm a little closer to Patrick's head. Believe me, this mutation's gonna hurt. A lot. Patrick couldn't help but shudder. Oh. What are your demands, Atomic Flounder? SpongeBob asked. Simple, the criminal answered. The ulcers here are going to escort us down to garage number 6 on sub-basement level 4. And they're going to open up the garage and wave bye-bye as we peel out in the Evil-mobile. Right, boys? The other 4 villains cheered. Yeah! Woohoo! SpongeBob turned to Mermaid Man. How does that sound to you, Mermaid Man? The aquatic superhero frowned. I'll show him the elevator. I'll even open the garage, but I'm not waving bye-bye. That's where I draw the line. SpongeBob turned back to the Atomic Flounder. You heard him, Atomic Flounder. Those are our terms. Now let Patrick go. The Atomic Flounder snorted derisively. No way. I let him go after we got the Evil-mobile. And if you try any funny business before that, remember, nuclear touch. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy led the way to an elevator hidden in the rock. Mermaid Man pressed a camouflaged button and the door slid open. With the Atomic Flounder still holding Patrick captive, everyone crowded into the elevator. They stood there for a moment waiting for something to happen. Someone's going to have to push the button, Man Ray said from the back of the elevator. Jumbo Shrimp looked for a panel near the door. There are no buttons. That's because it's a voice-controlled elevator, Mermaid Man explained proudly. Very high-tech. Fine, the Atomic Flounder snarled. Sub-basement level 4. Nothing happened. Why aren't we moving? The Dirty Bubble asked impatiently. Not just anyone can give the voice command, Barnacle Boy said. It has to be one of us. Sub-basement level 4! Patrick shouted at the top of his voice. The bad guys winced and covered their ears. I mean, one of us two, Barnacle Boy said, pointing to himself and Mermaid Man. Then say it! The Atomic Flounder roared. Okay, Barnacle Boy said. You don't have to get all huffy. Sub-basement level 4, please. Whoosh! Wham! The elevator dropped at such a high velocity that everyone slammed into the ceiling. SpongeBob quickly checked to see if the Atomic Flounder had let go of Patrick, but he was still holding him tight. His third arm poised just above Patrick's head, ready to strike with nuclear touch. We keep meaning to get the speed adjusted, Mermaid Man apologized as everyone got to their feet. Ding! The elevator door slid open to reveal sub-basement level 4. They saw a long, rocky corridor lined with closed garage doors. All right, the Atomic Flounder rumbled. Where's garage number 6? Right between garage number 5 and garage number 7, Mermaid Man answered. Makes sense, Jumbo Shrimp said, heading down the stony hallway. What's in the other garages? SpongeBob asked curiously. Mostly Christmas ornaments, Barnacle Boy admitted. The numbers beside the garage doors ascended until they stood in front of number 6. This is it, Barnacle Boy said. Now let the boy go. Not until you open the door and we make sure the evil mobile really is parked inside, the atomic flounder insisted. Door open now! Patrick bellowed. The garage doors aren't voice activated, Barnacle Boy said. Things are a little lower tech down here. He pulled out a key and unlocked the door. With SpongeBob's help, he slid the door up, revealing the evil mobile! The villains cried out joyfully. It's even more beautiful than I remember, the atomic flounder said, wiping away a tear. The racing mobile had a bright glittering green body with huge scarlet red tailpipes at the back. It was slender for speed, but long for capacity, plenty of room for villains and their stolen loot. Sticking out from the front of the speedboat mobile was a grinning silver skull like a masthead on a sailing ship. The keys are in the ignition, Barnacle Boy said. I'm driving, the atomic flounder announced, leaping into the driver's seat. How do we get out of this dump? The elevator? No, the garage has a back door, Barnacle Boy said. Through the door, there's a tunnel that leads up to the surface. Got it, the atomic flounder said. You heard him. Open the back door! Dirty Bubble, Man Ray, Jumbo Shrimp, and the Sinister Slug rushed to throw open the back door, revealing a long, dark tunnel sloping up to the ground level. They piled into the hot rod, and the atomic flounder turned the key in the starter. Vroom! The powerful engine roared to life. See you later, losers! Ha ha ha! The atomic flounder laughed, backing the mobile out of the garage and into the tunnel. Wait! SpongeBob shouted. You still got Patrick! You said you'd let him go as soon as we showed you where the evil mobile was! I lied, you phony detective! The atomic flounder gloated. That's what we villains do! He and the other gang members all laughed, holding tight onto Patrick so he couldn't possibly escape. That's true, Merman mused as the evil mobile spun around and sped up the tunnel. Villains do lie. I'm no phony, come on! SpongeBob called, running down the hallway and waving his heroes on, spurring them to immediate action. We've got to save Patrick! How? Barnacle Boy asked, walking down the stone hallway. They've got the evil mobile. We'll never catch them now. The boy is right, Merman said, trotting along in his fuzzy pink slippers. That evil mobile is really speedy. We probably shouldn't have left the tank full. We'll take the invisible mobile! SpongeBob shouted. Where do you store it? Garage number 1? No, it's parked outside, Barnacle Boy said, pressing the button to open the elevator doors. We use it to drive here from the rest home. That's where we keep it. We're not supposed to use the employee parking lot behind the rest home, Merman said, confidently giggling. But since it's invisible, it never catches us doing it. Moments later, the three good guys were roaring away from the Mermalair in the invisible boatmobile. Merman was at the wheel with Barnacle Boy in the passenger seat next to him. SpongeBob rode in the back seat. Since their boatmobile was invisible, anyone who watched them zip by just saw three sitters zooming along a few feet above the ocean, but by the bottom of the ocean. How are we supposed to find those jerks? Barnacle Boy asked. They could be anywhere. SpongeBob scanned the horizon, hoping to see a sign of the evil mobile's passing, maybe a cloud of dust kicked up by its racing wheels. He saw nothing, but when he looked closer, checking the ground a few yards ahead, he saw something familiar. Look! He cried, pointing and leaning into the front seat. Merman and Barnacle Boy peered forward. They saw a green ooze on the ground. What is that? Merman asked. Some kind of alien mold? That, SpongeBob cried gleefully, is Ooze from the Sinister Slug! He must have gone this way! Follow that ooze! Merman floored it, following the trail of great slime. But isn't the Sinister Slug inside the evil mobile with the others? Barnacle Boy asked. Why is he leaving a trail of his ooze on the ground outside the evil mobile? Beats me, SpongeBob admitted. But as long as we follow the slime, we're sure to find them. What SpongeBob and Barnacle Boy didn't know was that shortly after the villains had driven away from the Mermaid Lair, Patrick had realized he needed to leave some kind of clue for his partner to find so he'd know which way they'd gone. "Nice little sluggy," he said, leaning down to pet the sinister slug. "What are you doing?" the sinister slug growled. "I am not nice. I am sinister. That's pretty much the opposite of nice." "Well, maybe that's just because no one's ever petted you and called you nice before," Patrick said, continuing to pet the mutant mollusk. The sinister slug pulled away from Patrick. "Ugh, cut it out!" "Fine," Patrick said, shrugging. "Have it your way. But don't say no one ever gave you a chance to be nice." When he pulled his hands away, they were covered with the sinister slug's slime. When none of the villains were looking, Patrick flicked the green ooze off his hands onto the ground behind the speeding boatmobile. He spaced out his flicks, leaving a trail for SpongeBob to follow. It worked! Following the green track, SpongeBob, Mermaid Man, and Barnacle Boy eventually caught up enough to see the evil mobile in the distance. "There they are!" SpongeBob started, pointing ahead. "Catch up to them! Faster, faster!" "I see them!" Mermaid Man said. "Time to hit the super turbo acceleration drive!" He punched an invisible button on the invisible dashboard. Invisible windshield wiper slid back and forth across the invisible windshield. "Whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop!" "Oops," Mermaid Man said. "Wrong invisible button." He pressed another invisible button and blue flames shot out of the back of the boatmobile. Whoosh! The craft shot forward. Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, and SpongeBob were all thrown back in their seats. "Woohoo!" SpongeBob cheered. "That's more like it!" The evil mobile was rapidly gaining on the evil mobile. At first, the atomic flounder didn't notice, since there was no boatmobile to be seen. "This is the life!" he exclaimed happily. "Joyriding around Bikini Bottom and the invisible boatmobile again." But then Jumbo Shrimp said, Atomic Flounder? There are guys zooming along just above the ground following us, and I think maybe it's those 3 clowns we ditched back in the cave." Man Ray craned his head around for a look. "He's right! Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, and that phony detective! They must be driving the invisible boatmobile, and they're rapidly gaining on us!" "Huh," the atomic flounder said, thinking. "We need to shed some weight." "Don't look at me," the dirty bubble protested. "I'm practically weightless." "And I'm ripped," Jumbo Shrimp exclaimed, pounding his taut stomach. "I mean, look at these abs. No way I need to lose weight." "Me too," Man Ray bragged, strumming his washboard abs like a string instrument. "No," the atomic flounder said. "I mean, we need to jettison some extra weight from the evil mobile. Toss out something heavy." He stared right at Patrick. The 4 other bad guys looked at him too, getting the idea. "Why are you guys all staring at me?" Patrick asked. "Do I have something on my face?" "Good idea, atomic flounder," Man Ray said. "We toss the sea star, and they'll have to stop and pick him up and take him to the hospital. Then we'll make our getaway. Brilliant." "Hospital?" Patrick asked. "Why would I have to go to the... Yeah!" Jumbo Shrimp and Man Ray grabbed Patrick and threw him off the evil mobile. Luckily, they underestimated their combined strength, tossing him high up, not straight down to the ground. "Patrick!" SpongeBob screamed. "Time for the double super turbo acceleration drive," Mermaid Man said, punching an invisible button. Whoop, 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 whoop. The wiper blades scraped the windshield again. "Whoops," Mermaid Man said, pressing a different invisible button. Shroop! An even bigger flame roared out of the back of the evil-mobile, rocketing them forward. Patrick began his descent. Just as he was about to smack into the ground, the invisible boatmobile drove right underneath him, and he landed in the back seat next to SpongeBob. "Hi, SpongeBob," Patrick said. "Yay!" SpongeBob cheered. "Nice driving, Mermaid Man." "Thank you," Mermaid Man said. "And now let's catch those rotten ne'er-do-wells." He yanked the invisible steering wheel, tearing after the evil-mobile at breakneck speed. Stay tuned for chapter 21 coming up soon.